Hello everyone and welcome, I'm Giv, and today we're going to be going through some Halo lore and explaining a little bit for some people who may be quite new to the franchise. So today I'm going to be talking about why the UNSC did not make an army of Spartans. Why did they not do this throughout the Human Covenant War? Because we're getting our ass handed to us throughout the entire war as humanity, and some people may be saying, well, Spartans are the only useful thing. Why do we not just have a crap ton of those and just throw them at the Covenant? So I thought I'd explain why that didn't happen today. And I'm gonna try and make this video as short and sweet for you as possible, because I don't have a big enough channel for that AdSense revenue, so it's not like I'm gonna be sitting here trying to blab on for ages just to get past that 10-minute mark, because I don't get AdSense. So, yeah. Benefits of having a tiny ass channel. But anyway, let's get right into things. So the Spartan 2s were made originally to crush human rebellion, and this is really obvious throughout the lore because it's even stated outright in Halo 4's opening.
Dr. Halsey, you're bending history for your own favor, and you know it. You developed the Spartans to crush human rebellion, not to fight the Covenant.
So yeah, going into creating the Spartan 2s is a whole nother video in itself, but basically, Halsey had a specific plan to create these ridiculous super soldiers that could utterly shit on anything that they came across on a battlefield. The whole idea, though, is that Dr. Halsey made these guys to crush human rebellion, so it wasn't as if she needed an army. She just needed a small, tight-knit group of really effective, well-trained soldiers that she could just send planet to planet to clear up any kind of rebellion. However, like Dr. Halsey goes on to state in the prologue, when the Covenant rocked up, it wasn't as if people were questioning where these Spartans came from. It was just oh, okay, so we can actually fight the Covenant now. That's great. It's much preferred to actually be able to fight them rather than just send Marines there and then just get a bunch of screaming on the other end of the microphone as the Marines get absolutely massacred. But here comes the million-dollar question. Why on earth did we not start making more of these Spartans as soon as the Covenant started rolling through planets? Well, the simple answer is genetics. Because at the end of the day, what you needed was people who had won the genetic lottery. One of the best examples I can give to help people understand this is that you essentially needed a Wolverine. Like, when they made Wolverine, he already had his mutant abilities, but they had to augment him on top of that, and his mutant abilities allowed him to survive the augmentation and actually putting the adamantium onto his bones and claws. So, understandably, it's pretty damn difficult to find a Wolverine in the Halo universe, especially because they are from different franchises. But, anyway, children were also more accepting of the augmentations, so you had a much higher chance of success. Halsey was also really particular in who she selected for the program because she wanted to have the highest chance of success. The UNSC was making a really big gamble on her, and they were doing a bunch of sketchy stuff. This had never been done before, and it was all experimental, so it wasn't as if she was going to go out and test it on a bunch of kids and end up killing them, only to have all of her work and research go down the drain. So that's why the big thing for Spartans is that they needed to have the genetic markers to be effective Spartan 2s. And then moving on in time, some research was done to be able to stabilize the augmentation process, so that way more people could actually have the surgeries done, and that's where the Spartan 3s come in. And as the next generation of Spartans, the UNSC was actually able to make a larger amount of them, which was really good for the UNSC, but being a Spartan 3 really sucked, because that basically meant that you were gonna be shoved into a meat grinder of Covenant firefights. The UNSC didn't really have the time or the resources for a whole army of Spartans, because they needed 15 years of training straight with a diet of nothing but protein shakes and broccoli. So yeah, you can understand how it would be very difficult to produce a whole army of these things when they costed as much as a battalion. But at the end of the day, all of it really came down to the genetic markers that were required for the augmentations to be successful. Like their training, their armor, it was all just there to enhance everything about them, to bring them to the culmination of everything humanity could be. And you couldn't just do that to every Tom, Dick, and Harry and slap them in a suit of armor and say, hey, you're a Spartan now, buddy, you better go fight those Covenant, because they would just die from the augmentations. It just would have like a 0% success rate. So there you have it, everyone. That's why the UNSC did not make an army of Spartans throughout the Human Covenant War. Now, the current generation Spartans are a little bit different because you didn't need to have these specific requirements. And that's because after the Human Covenant War, the UNSC put a crap ton of resources into getting better at making Spartans. And because of that, you didn't need to recruit child soldiers anymore. So hey, big win on the UNSC's end. Yeah, no more child soldiers. God damn, that's bad. But anyway, so because they didn't need child soldiers anymore, so that's why you've got a shit ton of Spartan 4s these days, and that's why you have more of a standing army of Spartans. And that's just about it for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more lore content like this, then let me know in the comment section down below. I really appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me on the channel lately. It means so much. And I'm gonna keep trying to do my best to make sure that these videos are only as long as they need to be. So that's just about it from me, and I'll see you all on the next one. I've been Kiv, and I'm out.